everybody, welcome to another Am Spyder video. Today's video is a little different. It's a bit of a follow-up on a previous video I did, and it's to let you also see some things that I've done to the Spyder recently. One thing I've done is I've installed what's called the position 5 brake lever. I'm 6'4" and I needed the extra legroom, so that's a change that I've made. Another change that we're going to make in this video today is we're going to swap out this stock windshield, or this is called the sports windshield. We're going to swap that out and we're going to put a much taller windshield on. I've left this one on for the time being because what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the bike for a ride, and I've also made some changes to my helmet setup for video recording, and I want to do some comparisons between wind noise with the shorter windshield and the taller windshield. So stay tuned. So this is a comparison test of the new microphone position. In the previous video I showed you of my helmet setup, the microphone was sort of sticking up out of my cheek pad, and what I've done is I've actually tucked the whole thing down inside my cheek pad, and I've also put the foam cover over the microphone as well, so all that is stuffed inside my cheek pad on the left hand side. I'm just going to close the shield down. So the first part will be just slow speed stuff. Just getting out of the neighborhood. And then we're just going to do a loop, and I'll be covering, the usual speeds that I ride when we're riding. So I'll just give you a bit of background on the windshield change. We initially ordered a oversized windshield for the Spyder a couple of months ago, and we installed it. It worked very well from the standpoint of blocking wind noise, and the results were satisfactory. However, after about, I don't know, maybe 1,000 kilometers of riding, probably not even 1,000 kilometers of riding, we started to notice some spider cracks occurring around the mounting points of the windshield. So fortunately, I was able to return it and get a refund, which was good. And so the new windshield I ordered from a company called F3 Customs. They're in Ohio, and so what we're going to do is after this ride we're going to remove the windshield that's in front of me right now, not because it's covered in bugs, and we're going to install the taller windshield, and we're going to do the exact same ride again and see what the comparisons are like. I'm mainly trying to get a feel for the difference in the microphone wind noise that I'm getting in the helmet. So we're just making our way over to the highway here, where we can get up to some decent speed and see how things are working. So I just set the cruise at 90 kilometers an hour there, so that's what we're experiencing in terms of wind noise. So I've got to get used to my new floorboard position, but I like it already. My legs are a little bit straighter out. I was finding that when I had to get on the brake, I was
needing to you know, really pull my leg back and my ankle back to a kind of an uncomfortable position. So this is much better. All I have to do is just lift my foot and I'm on the brake. I think if anything, this position 5 brake lever rod, whatever you want to call it, position has it's actually lowered the brake pedal a bit. Oh yeah, that's much easier to get to now. It's always important to be able to get on your brakes fast when you're on a motorcycle. So this red barn that we're coming up to on the left-hand side here, up until about a week or two ago, there was a little house right behind it where that big excavator is, burned to the ground. We're just finishing cleaning it up right now. Okay, so that wraps that segment up of the video. We're going to pull in and switch out this windshield. I've got all the pre-assembly done already. It's just a matter of taking this one off and replacing it with the other one.
So we just completed the ride with the short windshield, and now we have put the taller windshield on, and you can just come around here and to the side. So you can see it's very well mounted. It uses the existing hardware that came with the stock windshield, and it has these brackets on both sides. When I'm sitting on the bike, I can just see over the top, so it's a very good height for me.
So we're off again with the new windshield on. I still have my visor open. I'm going to try and talk a little more quietly, or just in my regular tone. There's a little bit of, I checked the video that I took with the other windshield on, and I just felt that it was crackling a little bit, but nothing to be all that excited about. This windshield is just a little bit taller than the one we had on before. I've still got my visor open. So this is pretty cool. I'm doing 70 kilometers an hour and with the shield up. And it used to be as soon as I got above about 40 kilometers an hour, the wind from the front of the bike would blow my visor down. So I'm just going to close it. It's interesting, I don't know how this is going to come out on the actual video, but when I close the visor, it actually, you get a little bit more popping from the wind, even with this windshield on. So it's probably more just as much a helmet issue as anything else. So we're back out on the highway at 90 kilometers an hour, and very, very, very quiet, comparatively speaking. Another big bonus for getting the taller windshield is it's going to help reduce the amount of wind buffeting that the passenger gets. We found with the smaller windshield that my wife's felt that her helmet was getting bounced around a lot in the wind. So hopefully this will direct air up and away from us. There was an option with this windshield. There was a couple of options. You could get them tinted, but I kind of like the clear better. And also you could get the vent just above the glove box there. I can see that or not. I'm just bending my head down so you can see that. And but I decided just to go with the solid windshield. Yeah, I can tell the difference. Like when cars pass me with this windshield, I can hear them go by, whereas with the stock windshield, I couldn't really hear that noise of them going by. So because of the overriding wind noise that I was getting. I'm gonna take a loop down into town and see if anything, what's going on down there tonight. It's getting pretty close to supper time. Lots and lots of people heading into town, no doubt, this weekend. Lots of cottages are going to be opened up, and although there's not a big boat marina in Fenelon Falls, Bob Cajun has a couple down there where larger boats are stored for the winter. There's no one at the lock today. But there is people out eating in the patios, which is nice to see, so it's warm enough for that. It is so nice to be back into the nice weather again. I can feel the warmth of the sun on me. It's really, really, really special. It was a long, long winter and a very, very slow spring. You can see even some of the trees haven't even budded yet, and we're well into May. Well, you've now heard the comparison between the two windshields, the new microphone position. Let me know what you think. Just thought I would see what it sounded like with the face shield up again, just for some comparison. Another thing I always notice when with this windshield is I can actually hear the bike. I can hear the engine. The other one I couldn't hear anything that the bike was doing.
So that will wrap up today's video. The conclusions from this is that I'm very pleased with the new microphone position. It protects the microphone from a lot of the noises from the exterior. The differences in the windshield are hard to see or hear in the video, but from a rider's perspective, it has really worked out well. Reduced noise and helmet buffeting. So I will say that's been a real success. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I hope you all have a great day.